What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and in this video I'm showing a solo Kell's Fall on expert run. So this is not solo flawless. That is why I wasn't going to post this, but I did post this Mothkeeper's Wraps build and on stream and in the comment section of that one, some people did want to see my expert Kell's Fall run with this build. So what I did was I clipped out the deaths. Really, I'll show you where the death is. That kind of cost me my flawless run. But yeah, regardless, this build works really well. And I'm just going to kind of talk about the build and the mission. But yeah, it wasn't solo flawless, so that's why I didn't upload it back. This was like the night the mission released or the next day. I can't quite remember. But yeah, basically this build is super fun, but it's not ideal for this mission, which I'll talk about. But here we can see we shoot some shots, almost die right away, but we get the Void Overshield. Basically, we're just trying to take out one side, and then we're going to try to put in some damage on the Trickster. But this is why this build is not very great. There you can see I didn't get my bait and switch proc because he went immune when I shot him with my Tenacious Mastery sidearm, the rocket sidearm. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, you want Anarchy or something with damage over time because the Trickster, and I think it's the Trickster later on, right before the final boss, they go immune all the time. So yeah, damage over time is pretty much king in this dungeon. And lots of people did solo flawless it with things like Anarchy. I wanted to use this build because I really like this build. And there, again, you can see I'm hitting immunes. Like, everything is fucking immune. It is so freaking annoying and frustrating. And, like, it lasts way too long at times. And I did have some runs where I died. And really, I mean, it is my fault, but it kind of isn't because it's like bullshit like this with just things going immune. But then the other huge detriment to this build is I have a rocket sidearm, a GL, and Xdirus, which is also a GL, but it's an exotic, so it's kind of unique. But basically, they all shoot projectiles, so they can all blow up in your face. And the Scorn are the worst enemies to fight if you're running projectile weapons. So when we do get to my death, which was on the final boss, you'll see what killed me. And yeah, it's so stupid and annoying. So you could run this build. It's great in a team, but if you're trying to solo flawless, definitely just go for my necrotic damage over time warlock build with Anarchy and Mountaintop would go insanely hard here. But like I said, at the time, I was just really having a lot of fun running this build. I feel like I haven't put out as much Hunter content as I probably have on Warlock and Titan. So that was another reason, like, I wanted to do this solo flawless on Hunter. But like I said, there was just too much bullshit with this build in particular to get a flawless. Not that it really matters. Like, I don't even know if there's a solo flawless. I don't think I ever did go and solo flawless it. Like I said, I know I could make a build that I can get a solo flawless on. But yeah. So there, I screwed up. I missed the other lantern. So these lanterns are RNG. And you can see it's not in that place. They were actually both in that other mirror room. So I had never had them both in that room. So to this point, I didn't know that was a thing. So we're just going to speed this up because I'm running around like a complete dumbass. But yeah, I just didn't know that you could have two in this room. So there was the one I did, and then there's this other one over here. So there's those three versions of the mission, and I think all of them have the lanterns in different spots, but they're always the same consistent spot. And then when you get to this final version, all the lanterns can be in any of those spots. So there, like I said, I missed it just because inexperience and I just didn't know any better. And then here, you can see, like I said, this was like the first night it came out. So I wasn't really fluent in running this. Xdirus will break those rocks in one shot, so I shouldn't have wasted all my Tenacious ammo. But it doesn't matter because this build is double special, but it works really good in a mission like this because we have so many rally flags. So yeah, I was running around like an idiot there, but it is what it is. Basically, you just have to light those lanterns, And then here, you're going to get all your ammo back. And then right away, what you want to do is just run through this mirror and get to the other area. So it does kind of take a second after you shoot it to open. And then, so what you have to do here is kill the I think they're called lurkers, the shielded guys. And then that will spawn in the other guys. But since this is expert, I guess I'm going to kill the chieftain. Normally I wasn't even doing this. Man, this was honestly like my worst run. I was having much smoother runs on the other ones, but it is what it is. You can see the firepower of this build is insane. We take out that overload very, very quickly. I still haven't got the Envious Arsenal bait and switch GL. So this is actually an attrition orbs bait and switch one. But it's still very, very good. So you can see we have Revenant Essence, and it's at 35 seconds. And when you kill that guy, it spawns in those guys. And then when you pick up the motes, it fills you back up. Fills your timer back up. Sorry, I'm just all over the place with this commentary. I don't know what the hell. Maybe it's because I ran this so long ago and I haven't ran it really since. But yeah. There, we got close to dying, but we were able to back up. So somebody asked me, like, how do you survive in something like solo expert Kell's Fall? And it's really just going invis. So Stylus Executioner is huge, and that is why I run Tenacious Mastery with Chill Clip, because it can like two-shot those bats, and those bats are really annoying. And then Chill Clip will also be applied. So right there, you can see I like immediately go invis. Another time when I was running this, and it was a much smoother run too, but I died literally because the game didn't make me invis, and it wasn't the too stylish thing on. I went back and checked my footage because I was like, why didn't I go invis? Like, the cooldown wasn't on. No, it was just the game not working. So I talked about way earlier in the season how I was kind of going to be done with... Sorry, I guess I should get back to this run. So yeah, once you take out... I'll get back to that thought in a second. Once you take out the two abominations, the Mad Bomber spawns. So once his shield is down, then yeah, you just go in on him. So you can see I pop Transcendence, and unfortunately, I'm not getting... Like, I have my Radiant Melee, but I'm in just a really bad spot to try to get my GL volley off with Bait and Switch and Radiant and all those damage buffs. And then he's moving around a lot. So like I said, this is another reason why Anarchy is just so good. It would just be ticking away, and then I could just get in a pot shot with Mountaintop and then just keep like cycling that. Where this build, yeah, it's a little tougher to hit these bosses. It's still doable, but yeah, maybe it's just a skill issue. But anyways, then we pop our super. You can see I'm actually using Silk Strike, and that's because it's still a really good super, and it's because of the roaming super changes. So I'm able to get my super very often with it. And it's just got a lot of utility. It's good for ad clear and the boss. Really fast super cooldown. So yeah, that's why I was liking running it. I took out that chieftain just so that he's not a pain in the ass for me when I go to do boss damage. And then here, I should have thrown a melee to get Radiant, but I did everything else right. I pre-procced my bait and switch, and then I threw my my moth onto the boss to apply blind. So then that's giving me 15% more damage with arc compounding. So yeah, you can see I'm still out of ammo. So that's the other thing. Mountaintop Anarchy would be so good here because it's very, very ammo efficient and has high total damage. So like I said, that necrotic damage over time build would go like absolutely nuts in this. But I wanted to kind of challenge myself because I don't want this to come across as like cocky, but like I know what build I could use to get through this in like the easiest fashion, but I like challenging myself, and I was like, no, I want to beat it with the build that I want to use. So yeah, like I said, I couldn't get the solo flawless, and I know I could, but like I said, it was just a matter of getting unlucky all the time, and I was just kind of over it. And the other thing is I just have so many videos I'm trying to make because I am going to be pivoting to Monster Hunter. So if you're a fan of my channel, you've seen I'm putting out like daily content all through January. Don't let Aztecross fool you. That is a lot of work. He has a whole team of editors and thumbnail guys and everything. it is a lot of work to put out a video every single day, at least to the quality bar that I want my videos to be. So yeah, I've just been really busy. So that's another reason. I know I could flawless this, but it's like, whatever. I beat it solo on expert. That was good enough for me. Got my solo clear. Like I said, I don't even think there was a triumph for solo flawless. So I was like, I'm really just doing this for the views when I know in my heart of hearts I could do it. So yeah, whatever. Because yeah, once you like beat it solo on expert, you know you can do it. Then it's just a matter of playing safely enough to not die. And sometimes that also means having to play very slow and carefully. And that's not really good for YouTube views either, because then it's like boring gameplay to watch. And even though, yeah, in this run I am kind of bouncing around, like this isn't a perfectly optimal run. But like I said, I wasn't even going to post this. It was your guys' interest in the run that I was like, well, I might as well post it so that people can see kind of live demonstration of how I play this build. Because yeah, like the build video is good for like breaking it down, but here you can see, like I said, just kind of in real time in a pretty difficult mission how to kind of play the build properly. So yeah, again there you could see the chill clip Tenacious was really, really good for taking out those snipers. Again, it can take them out in 2 shots, which is awesome, and it makes you go invis. So if they do happen to snipe you, then you can recover your health by going invis. So now we're on to this part. So like I was saying, the lanterns change all the time. Before, I thought you had to light all these lanterns out here, but you don't. It's just the one in this room. So you have that refracting timer. You do have to be wary of that. So if you are getting low, you just have to go back to the other realm, because once that kicks in, you start taking increased or tick damage over and over. Sort of like Blind Well back in the day. So here, I want to take out that knight first, because he's actually a menace, like hits really, really hard. For some reason, the flag didn't load my weapon, and that actually really cost me there, because I should have had a whole bait and switch proc before those enemies spawned in. So that was actually really annoying. I thought flags usually reload you, but I guess not. And then, yeah, we have some of these totems to deal with, but you can see Xdirus is awesome for dealing with the totems. It applies Weaken with Concussive Reload. Now we get our Bait and Switch with Radiant, and look at the damage we're outputting. Plus, we have Kinetic Impacts, as you can see, for a little bit more damage from our GL. So then we just finish him off with Xdirus. So again, what I probably should have done was pop my super for the first one to save a little ammo, and then you're going to have your super back by the 2nd or 3rd damage phase. So let's see if I even use my super in here. But that's what I should have done, was just use my super out there to save some ammo. So yeah, because this was a flawless, I'm actually going pretty carefully here, where you can just kind of rip through here. And then, yeah, you can see I'm going back to the mirror. So this was playing it safe, because up to this point, I was flawless. Like I said, I only died on the final boss to some bullshit that you'll see. But yeah, so I was playing a little more carefully. But you can straight up just rip through past all these cursed thrall and stuff. But again, you don't know where the lanterns are going to be. So I was wanting to clear everything out, because again, this was the night that this came out. So I didn't know any strats. I didn't really know too much. I was still learning the mission myself. So I wasn't totally familiar with all where the lanterns are as well. So I wanted to take everything out, so that if one was out here, I could like just look at it on my own pace. So here I should be popping a super. Like I said, it's dumb that I didn't pop my super at all. The whole reason I have Silk Strike on is because of its quick super cooldown. So yeah, not sure why I didn't pop, because by now I would have it back, honestly. There we get some TPing ads, a freaking Destiny classic at this point. I am getting a little low on special ammo, but I do have special finisher on if I need. So now we got that one lantern, and then we go through here, and there's another lantern behind some rocks. But here we get the next lantern. Oh no, there's 3 at this part, sorry. So that last one will be behind the rocks. No, it's down there. So even still watching this back, I don't know where all the lanterns are. I kind of have to just look every time. So now it says a door opens elsewhere, and that's behind us. So I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, jeez, this is so bad. Totally just forgetting where the hell I'm going. So yeah, it's up there. So that was just a complete waste of time. Once that door opens, you just go through here and you're on to phase 2 of the boss. But like I said, this was like day 1 when this came out, so I wasn't proficient at it yet. So then we take out that totem here. Thank God for the super. So it was good I hung on to it. Because, yeah, I probably would have died there. So that's another nice thing about supers, right? You can panic pop them. So we're going to just take out all the enemies, or most of them. There's still one wizard back there. So even this is another thing. I don't even know all the spawns. Because now there's, like, Cursed Thrall and shit in here. It's like, what the hell? So, yeah. Pretty scrambly, honestly. Not the best gameplay you'll ever see from me. But it is what it is. It is more real. That is one good thing, because like I said, normally I just post once I've like learned the ins and outs of stuff to try to teach you so that you don't have to go through these growing pains that I'm clearly going through in this run. But we get enough enemies down that we can safely do a nice bait and switch proc with Radiant and all that, and arc compounding. So we take out the boss really, really quickly. Here, I'm getting my melee back, and then I'm actually, yeah, so I'm going to do a special finisher. But it was a little risky because they were both there, but it is what it is. My super isn't fully back yet, but what I wanted to do was save the super for the third part, because there is an ogre here that will mess up your run in a hurry. So he's actually the priority target when you get to this room. Don't even worry about the boss. Worry about that ogre, because on expert, it will melt you. So I am close to my super. I've got Transcendence. So we are going to pump in a bunch of damage, but I did know the ogre spawn. So like I said, I was ready for that. We freeze him. Now we're going to blind him. And take him out with Xdirus in like 3 shots, because it just hits like a freaking truck, man. I'm loving Xdirus. So here, I think I actually do save my super now for the stairs, because there's that annoying trickster boss. And I should be using my heavy. Not sure why I'm not, but this is a great showcase for how freaking hard Xdirus hits. Like, seriously, that was really, really good. And there, I should have... I guess I don't have 3 armor charges, so I wouldn't have got special finish anyways. But I should have done a special finisher on that night. But anyways, now I've got my super for here, which is actually good. Because here, I was saying how damage over time is so good, because that freaking trickster is super annoying to try to shoot. And now he's back. And yeah, he is just a giant pain in the ass. So, like I said, Necrotic with Anarchy would go so hard here. But, like I said, I wanted to beat it on a build that I'm really liking. So, there, I totally forget about the bats. I was about to go in on the Trickster. And then, yeah, I took some damage from above. So there, again, you can see why Chill Clip on Tenacious is so nice. And then I'm taking a lot of damage, so I decided to just pop my super and put in some damage on the Trickster, which that was a really good super pop, honestly. But now I need to retreat to safety, otherwise I'm going to die. So we put in some good damage. And yeah, basically now we just want to get to the top of the stairwell so we can take out that boss. But again, the priority is the ads, because the ads will shred you. So I need to be focusing on, yeah, the ads on the ground, and especially those bats, because they can also suppress you, or whatever their debuff is called, and that is super annoying. So here, again, you can see just how good Chill Clip is, because it's making us invis, so we can just take them out very slowly and easily and cautiously. There, we're going to take them all out with just... That's the beauty. So Xdirus got that buff. Now, if you do 2 consecutive hits on an enemy, you'll make a moth. Or if you kill an enemy, you make a moth. I think it always had the kill one, but it didn't have the single target one. So yeah, that was really good. I was able to kill them, make a moth. That kills the rest of them. Just really strong. I am holding on to my Transcendence a little long. But when he finally does stop, you can see we can melt him. So I actually got pretty lucky with him stopping there. I had a different run. I shit you not. I looked back through the footage. He was immune for 30 seconds, which is just absurd. So here is my death. Watch this. Xderis just blows up in my face because of those purple projectiles. But yeah, I had other runs where, yeah, enemies and especially the Trickster was just going immune for an absurdly long amount of time that it was just unfun. And like I said, I just respected my time too much to worry about going for the solo flawless. So I just said, you know what, I'm just going to use some of this footage in my build video, and I just won't post a solo flawless Kell's fall. So here we're just taking out some enemies, again using invis to stay alive, like I used to do in my early days of solo flawlessing dungeons when I had to crutch invis. So a nice little throwback. Now this is a more modern version. So yeah, we're just taking everything out. I'm being pretty reckless because at this point the solo flawless was over, so I didn't really care too much. There the ignition happens. I thought Xderis might shoot that gunpowder gamble, but yeah, again, kind of got low health. So here is the strats that I found the best for the boss. What you want to do is take out these Grim. The Grim are like a huge pain in the ass. So I get in this room first, I take out the Grim, and you can see I'm just going very methodically around this room, taking out enemies kind of one by one to get to a better position within the room. That's crucial because there is an unstop and an overload out there, as you can see. And what I want to do, or I think what I should be doing, yeah, so that kind of screwed me. That totem from the chieftain. So that's another thing. You may want to take out that chieftain right away just because it throws those totems. But I wanted to bait this unstop over here. That is another thing about the moth build. You could see it stunned the unstop right away. I do not like how inconsistent the moths are for applying blind, especially to unstops, because I've had it before where I've thrown it and it doesn't even like get blinded, it seems. And just look at the firepower of that build though, between arc compounding and radiant and all that stuff. But yeah, so I wasn't expecting it to stun immediately, so I was a little late on killing that unstop. But yeah, like I said, I don't like how inconsistent the moths are. That is one downside to this build. So we take out the Lurker, and now we're going to take out these Revenant guys. And you can see we still have good time on our Revenant Essence. And once you hit 10, that's going to spawn in the boss. So I'm trying to clear all the enemies, and now we're taking them out. And now we just have 2 Grim up. So like I said, that part is key. And I don't know if damage starts when he's in this room, or if it starts when you break the mirror. But regardless, this was textbook, because those Grim will shoot you during damage. So what I should have actually done was taken out those Grim before I pick up these motes. So here, I should have just left that guy alive, or killed him and just left the motes on the ground and taken out those Grim. But either way, because we have Tenacious, we're able to just 2-shot both Grim. So we deal with them. So now we're not going to be getting peppered while we deal boss damage. We just did damage, so now all we have to do is hit with Xderis to proc bait and switch. So we've got our chill clip shots there. Then we need Xderis on the boss. We throw the moth for our arc compounding. We throw the melee for radiant. And then we have bait and switch going. And then we pop Transcendence for that extra 5% weapon damage bonus. Plus we have bait and switch going. Again, I don't have the god roll, so I have to manually reload it. And then I had actually put on Storm's Edge instead of the Strand Super, whatever the hell it's called, because it's burst damage and it's arc. So it's also going to buff with arc compounding. So this isn't the easiest boss to one-phase. So if I was using Mountaintop Anarchy with Necrotic, I probably don't get a one-phase. So that is one of the advantages with this build, is it hits extremely hard. But you have to do ad management before DPS starts, because otherwise, during this DPS phase, I'd be getting hit by Grim. So yeah, there was a lot of setup there that might not be noticed to the average player. But again, that's why I do commentary, to talk about that setup. But then, yeah, once you do all that setup, you can pop Transcendence and absolutely chunk the hell out of this boss. And then, yeah, like, that is a quick melt. Then I get 2 more Xderis shots just for another blind moth. And then, yeah, I still had 2 super casts to burn there. So we absolutely cooked him. But anyways, that is the solo, not flawless run of Kell's Fall. I hope it was helpful and informative. I know it's kind of late as well. You're probably done your Kell's Fall runs, but like I said, some people wanted to see it, and I figured I'd make a commentary on it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. Become a member of the YouTube channel if you're interested in that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.